Now, from the downtown of Northwest Arkansas, in Uptown Rogers, with weather from Bentonville to Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and beyond, here's Oz weather meteorologist, Garrett Lewis.
Folks, good morning. It is 6:50 the day before Halloween on this October 30th. It's been a little slow on the updates because we haven't had any weather. Well, we have, but it's been dry, it's been hot, it's been ridiculously hot for this time of year. It's killed a lot of the fall colors out there. But finally, some rain in the forecast, or rain for all of us. It'll be later tonight after midnight. Storms probably severe in some spots. Yeah, there's a tornado risk, but the higher risk is in eastern Kansas and even north Oklahoma. So I'm going to dig in the data, show you guys when this thing hits, and then I'll plan on being here probably after work today to give you another update, and then maybe overnight as well, trying to see how things shake out and play. All right, so here we are. Here's where we go. We got mostly clear skies at the moment. Clouds are going to be on the increase. You can't see much on that camera, can you? That's looking southbound from Walton out towards Uptown, and a lot of heavy traffic already. Of course, 7 o'clock on is when things really get nasty out there. Storms are expected tonight for us. Most of them will be after midnight. Let's see if we can get that monitor fixed. Had one go out this week. And then as we head into the overnight hours, that's the front that's moving through. So you can see the cold front. So this is actually midnight. The front's starting to squeeze in. Dark red colors indicate where you could have severe weather. The dark green indicates where the heavy rain is. And of course, the front, that's the big story because we do have a really big drop in temperatures coming. Matter of fact, the temperatures now are in the 70s. It's like 74 in Fort Smith and 69 in Rogers, 70 in Fayetteville. So mid 70s out there. But if we go to the north and northwest, we start seeing things cool down quite a bit. Look out here in western Kansas. You can see some rain already breaking out. Guys, look at this. It's in the 40s out across southern Nebraska and northern Kansas. That's that cool air mass that's eventually going to be slipping south and then getting into our area, heading into the second half of the day today. So some exciting news as far as the cooler air goes and the rainfall. Although there's no rain now, there will be rain later on tonight. The big picture satellite and radar, there we are. You can already see some of those showers that are popping up there along that front, and the difference in the temperature. You just saw it a moment ago out around Kansas and Nebraska. By the way, I'll tell you too, storms that form behind the front, those are elevated storms. Those don't pose much of a risk of anything other than hail. Storms ahead of the front, those are surface-based storms. Those are the nasty ones. Those are the ones you got to watch for damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail. So I think Kansas and the eastern Kansas is probably the bullseye for this stuff. Hour by hour, let's look and see how this plays out through the rest of your day. I don't think you have much to worry about during the day today. It's mostly going to be during the overnight. The clock starts here. Where are we at here? About 9 o'clock. So this is 9 in the evening. And then if we go through time here, you can see this line start to approach, starts to get a little nasty out to the west, right at about 11. And then here's midnight, so that line of storm starts moving through. Now, remember, this is model data, so it's probably plus or minus an hour or two, just depending on how this evolves and how fast the cold pool or that cooler air aloft starts to surge south and southeast. But most indications are after midnight when this moves in. So this is midnight. Here's coming up on 1 in the morning and then 2 in the morning. So that's why I'm thinking around 1 to 3 is our time frame to watch. We get it first in Fayetteville, probably somewhere around, I would guess around 1 or 2, and then Fort Smith may get it closer to about 2 or 3. Should be weakening as it moves towards the east, though. So the strongest stuff's actually going to be back here in eastern Kansas, and then as it moves in, it should weaken some. It should be clear of the area by about 5. That's 5. That's 6 in the morning. So it's mostly an overnight type event. It's a line of storms. Whenever you get a line, you're looking more like damaging winds as opposed to tornadoes. So that's some good news for us. Of course, we don't need the wind damage, but man, oh man, do we need the rain. And the severe risk is out too. This is the severe risk for today. Highest risk is in eastern Kansas and northeast Oklahoma. It's actually an enhanced risk out in that area for damaging winds. But remember, I alluded to the fact that they're weakening as they move east. So as those storms do move east, we should start to see a weakening trend. We looked at something called updraft helicity tracks. So these are spinning storms. And I'm just kind of curious, not only the direction, but the intensity, the darker the colors, right? So we have some storms. You can see the general track of the stronger storms is going to be northeast. Remember, that line's moving east. But if we get a supercell that's embedded in there, the cluster seems to be in Kansas. There's a little bit in northeast Oklahoma and parts of Benton County, though. So that's something to keep an eye on as the day evolves. Of course, this is the high-res data that's going to update throughout the day. So it should be a little bit more accurate as we move into the overnight hours tonight. So to sum up everything, here's what we're looking at. We've got winds. They've been nuts lately. They're going to be crazy again out of the south. We have strong storms expected after midnight tonight. midnight to 3 in the morning, bullseye 1, 2, somewhere in there. Damaging winds are the main risk. There will be a tornado risk with this as well. Rainfall totals, unfortunately, are not going to be awesome out of this thing. Probably about a half inch or less. It's a fast moving line. That's why. At least everybody gets the rain. So the heavier rain probably comes in over this weekend. I've been looking at that, and we'll have to take a closer look at how it affects the Razorback game. I know it's an early game this weekend. That may actually be a blessing for us. So anyway, that's what's going on with the weather. Finally, a little bit of active weather after what seems like about 2 months of just nothing but dusty, dry, hot, grouty weather. Things are about to change tonight as the whole pattern changes and we enter into a true fall with some cooling power too. Behind this, it doesn't look like things warm back up anywhere close to where they are. So that's what I'm looking at here, and yeah, I got a jump start on No Shave November. I'm not sure if we're gonna keep it or not. See. You guys have a great day.